Hi, this is a software video review from SoftwareSlant.com, and today I'm going to review an archiving and archive extraction application that is called WinRAR. And what this program does, it can make and also extract the most popular archive files. Now, sometimes the files you download from the web or you find them some sort of CDs or everywhere else actually come in archived, and you need to have an archive application that so you can extract it. Like you can download zip files or RAR files or ACE files and some other files, and you can actually use WinRAR here to extract files from those archives. Now, just to show you how it works, we'll make a dummy archive with a file in it and see how that works. So first of all, we'll create a dummy file, and let's say I want to put it into an archive. Now, why would you want to put files into an archive? Well, it might be that you have a lot of files, a lot of pictures or text files, and you just want to kind of bind them together, or you want to really compress them so they take less space on your drive, or less space so that you can send it with email faster. Now, if I just select those two files, now once you have WinRAR installed, you actually have special menu items on your right-click menu, like Add to Archive or Add to certain name of archive. I just click to Add to Archive. Now, it lets me to define the name for the archive, and I'd say I'll call it the first archive, and then lets me set a format like RAR, which is the standard for this program, or you might also want to use zip, which is what a lot of other people use as well, and so you can choose between these two programs, two archive formats. Now I'll go with the RAR, and then I can actually define the compression method I want to define. Now the best is the best compression, and if you just click on store, it will only store the files in the archive, but not compress them at all. So it's good for binding files together, and they extract very quickly then, but the archive will be as big as the individual files then. You might want to go with the normal, good, or best. And some other things you might want to do, if you have a lot of files to put into an archive, you might define that the program would split the archive into different parts, and then let's say if you want to put it onto a floppy disk, you might just select this, or if you want to put it to a CD, you want to select this option, and then the program will actually split and create more than one archive if you have more data than could fit on one CD. So if you, let's say, doing a backup and you have more data than fits on a CD or a DVD, or you can even detect your own size, you can actually click auto detect, and if you show the path to the archive for the program, it will actually auto detect the size of the media you have in, like a double-sided DVD ROM maybe, and all that. So if you want to fit more files than fits on a standard media, you can actually select it here, and then it will auto detect that. Okay. Now there's a handy option, delete files after archiving. You might select that, so all the files that go into archive will be deleted and placed in the archive. So let's say if you're just compressing some files on your disk, so that they take less space, okay, you might select this, so the original files are gone and they're placed in the archive, and once you need them, you can again extract them from the archive and use them and delete them afterwards, or put them back into the archive. You can even change them and put them the new copies into archive. So I'll click that. Now create as a fixed archive. What this means is actually you create an archive that becomes like a little program, and it extracts automatically. So the person, let's say you send it to someone, your grandmother, and she doesn't have WinRAR or other archiving program, and she can just double click the program, then the mini program that contains the archive in it, and it will extract automatically. So that's a very handy feature. Create a solid archive. What this does is actually it creates an archive, but you can't add any more files to it, or you can't change anything in it. put authenticity information verification. So that is good if you're going to send it over the web, the archive, and then just add some extra information to the file to make sure that it's properly downloaded after that. Recovery record, again, if the file is damaged, like you put it into a CD, you burn it, and then after some time, if the archive is damaged a little bit, you can actually use the recovery data to recover some of the files, or most of the files, or all the files. Now if you click this, it will test the archived files just to double check if it all works okay. Now if you go to the advanced tabs, there's some more options. Now if you put a recovery record, you can select what percentage of the file will be recovery recorded. Okay, so if you select 10%, so the file will be 10% bigger, but all that additional data is made so that it can be recovered then. Now if you click on compression, you can select the kind of compression you want to use. If you click on background archiving, it will do the archiving in the background. You can still work with your computer, do other things. If you're doing a very big archive and it will take a couple of hours, you might want to leave it to run for the night and then click this. So once the archive is done, the program will turn off the PC when it's done. And wait if other WinRAR copies are active. So if you're doing multiple archiving at the same time, you can just kind of make a list of them, and then they will run consequently. So one finishes and then the other one runs, and the other one, and the other one. Now if you want, you can use you can enter a password, like I put 1 2 3 4 5, and you can encrypt file names. So if a person doesn't know the password, he won't be able to even see the files in the archive, and of course without the password he can't extract them after that. Okay, I'll click self-extracting archive. A little bit better. Now if you can actually even define some advanced options for the self-extracting files, and like you might want the archive by default to extract into the C drive temp001 folder, for example, and you might want to do run a certain program before extraction or after extraction. Now this is for advanced users, like if you have a software you want to distribute with the archive, then WinRAR archive, you might do that. You might ask unpack to a temporary folder. Optional, you can set a lot of things like that, and then you can actually even load a different icon and load some text. Okay, I draw off the window and text that is displayed. So when a user clicks, or when a friend or grandma clicks, she'll see some text like happy birthday or something with that license, and you can add even a license window or something else, and you can go with the Windows graphical user interface, or you can just do a console self-extract. I'll go with the graphical one. Okay, options. Now when deleting files, you want to delete them, wipe them, or move them to recyclable. I click wipe, so they're really deleted from my file. And then there's more options, and there's actually time you can set, and there's comments you can put in, and there's more stuff like that. Okay, so if I just click now, it should create an archive for me, and it did. You see the original files are destroyed, and now this is the self-extracting file I might send to my grandmother or somebody, and then let's see if it extracts correctly and what it does. Okay, so once I double click it asks me for a password. If I don't know it, doesn't work. I enter 1 2 3 4 5. Optional question, yes, yep, and it's extracted to C temp, whatever the catalog was. Okay, so pretty much that's it, and this is how it works. And thank you for watching. It's been a software video review from SoftwareSlant.com, and good luck.